All right, here we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken, right here on BearcatJournal.com. As always, visit www.galacticfriedchicken.com. Download the app for Android, iPhone, everything Galactic. Make sure you get down to Dayton, Kentucky. Tell them to pump it up. Save yourself 15%. Or go on the app, get it delivered. Maybe make a call. Get your catering order placed. Have them cover your tailgate. Have them cover your party at your house. And the Pump It Up still works. So make sure you make that happen. Support the people that support us. This is important. We can't do this without our sponsors. And our sponsors aren't going to be our sponsors if you don't support them. We did have a fun conversation about Galactic today, Aaron.
We did.
With the Renfro family.
Accurate.
Big time fans of BCJ. They said they had a delightful experience on their trip to Galactic Fried Chicken and that they were the best chicken tenders that they've ever had.
Shocker.
I'm not one to argue.
Not about fried chicken. You eat it every day.
Every day.
We haven't even touched that joke in a while.
I know. Every day, because I eat it at like
every day.
Every day. It's just, that's what I eat. I sweat fried chicken.
Nothing like the meat sweats.
Not even the meat sweats. Just, if it's warm outside, there's fried chicken oozing through my pores.
Gross.
All right. So Aaron and I both had the same idea.
Yes.
And if we both have the same idea, that means our cycles are syncing up, and that's terrifying.
Yeah.
But it also means it's something I think we should try. And that is holding ourselves accountable. And by that, I mean, on Friday nights, we do 3 keys. Aaron's 3 keys to the game, my 3 keys to the game. I think on Saturday nights, we do something a little different than just, you're going to get a game breakdown tomorrow morning with Dave and Jeff. And you're going to get more of a game breakdown on Monday night on the BBP.
Yes.
With me, Aaron, and Brent. So why don't Aaron and I hold ourselves accountable and let's see what we think of how our 3 keys played out.
Yes.
We're still talking about the game, but we're talking about it in relation to what we thought was going to be important for Cincinnati to get a victory. Sometimes it'll be a loss. The way this team plays, most of the time it's going to be a win. So let's do it. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'm super excited about going first.
Okay. Are you breaking down your 3 keys? Or am I breaking down your 3 keys and you're breaking down my 3 keys?
I think we can both talk about it. I'm not worried about it one way or the other. But okay. I said they needed to hold on to the ball. Ball security was not an issue, and they actually recovered the ball more than and intercepted the ball more than they gave up the ball.
Correct.
So they certainly held on to the ball.
Yes. Turnovers in this game, especially in that early portion, like this is what should have happened against Miami, right? They should have went to halftime against Miami up 38-10.
Correct.
And instead, a couple fumbles, just overall general sloppiness, and it wasn't what it should have been. And then you add the Eric Phillips strip sack, the Damo Perry scoop and score, and now a 31-10 halftime lead is a 38-10 halftime lead. You're up 4 scores. That game's out of reach. Indiana's not catching you. I'm sure we'll discuss the second half ad nauseum over the next 48 hours. But they held on to the ball, and holding on to the ball meant Ben Bryant to Tyler Scott. And that resulted in a hell of a day for the Cincinnati offense, especially in the first half. You are correct. 3 key points. Hold on to the ball. Aaron wins point 1.
Number 2, splash plays. Offensive plays of 20-plus yards. Looking for 10 or more. I think they ended up with 6.
6? Was it only 6?
Yeah, because the second half was atrocious.
Yeah, well, 6, 75, 45, 26, 20, all pass plays. The running game, woof. Lenny Taylor had a 20-yarder.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck had a 26-yarder. Trey Tucker, 45. Tyler Scott, 75. There were a couple others by Trey and Tyler in there that got them to their huge days. Yep. But not quite 10. So you lose here, right? Like that's an L.
I mean, they had.
You wanted 10. They only had 6, Aaron. That's
sure. I mean, if that's fine.
What did we talk about last night on speaking in absolutes on those things, right? Because here's the thing. This is where
I knew I was being greedy.
I know, but here's where your thing gets screwed up a little bit. 75 yards to Tyler Scott could have been a drive with 3 splash plays, right? But instead, you just get the 1.
That's fair. Also, I don't know what happened in the second half. Like, just
I do. I have a good idea what happened.
We'll get to that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But fine, I'll take the L here. But
you weren't wrong, but you weren't right.
Okay.
Is that fair? Would you say that's a fair assessment of? Okay.
But they did make some splash plays.
Yes,
certainly
they punished Indiana with splash plays to get up 38-10.
And obviously, my definition of splash play is different than.
Is wrong.
That's fine. It's after midnight. It's too late to even argue with you on that.
I know.
And number 3, defensive backs. Quarterback's not mobile. Can't allow the Hoosiers to air out the ball. Look, if you had told me that they were going to pass the ball 66 times.
I told you they were going to throw the ball, like not 66, but that's all they were going to do is throw the ball.
Except they didn't. They ran 104 plays.
Yeah, they ran 104 plays. It was a lot of plays.
So 66 of them were pass plays, only averaging 9 yards per play and only giving up 280 yards on those 66 pass plays.
That's pretty damn good pass defense.
I know I said that they needed to keep them under 250 yesterday when we were talking, but again, 66 times and only giving up 280. Sign me up for that.
Well, yeah. What did we talk about? Like the 250 hard and fast.
It's relative. Sure.
It's relative because if you throw the ball 66 times and you don't get 250 plus yards, ooh, buddy. What amazed me about that guy, here's what amazed me about Connor Bazelak. He was shit on first and second down. And then on third down, he threw the most accurate, he was like the most accurate passer on the planet. It was unbelievable. It was crazy.
I felt bad for him. He was on his back so many times.
Yeah. He got crunched.
I don't even think that I was looking at how many hurries that Cincinnati had, and I don't think they were even credited with the correct amount of hurries.
Right, enough. Yeah.
To only 12? 12?
It felt like more than 12. Well, that doesn't include sacks.
5. So you want to tell me he was only pressured 17 times? Horseshit. Just no.
That's
not
a bunch of their stuff is like quick game. So it's not even like it's out before you can even pass rush.
Everyone was in the backfield quickly.
Yeah. All game. Dante Corleone is a monster.
Accurate.
A monster.
Yeah. Our defensive line, again, I said this last week, I think, but I still stand by it. I think that the defensive line has gone from not an afterthought, but certainly not the strongest point at the season's beginning. We weren't talking about the defensive line being the strongest part of this defense. And sure enough, I don't think you can argue that at this point.
All right, here we go. Don't start slow.
They didn't.
They almost, again, this is exactly what I talked about last night. You don't necessarily have to start fast. They traded punts early, right?
Yeah.
And they traded field position early. But what Cincinnati didn't do was shoot themselves in the foot, give the other team an easy touchdown, and flip the momentum of the game. And what that allowed was them to take off in that middle part of the, late first quarter into the late to the end of the second quarter, where Indiana was just overwhelmed, completely overwhelmed. And that's because they didn't start slow. It's not always about, like we said last night, you don't have to always start touchdown, touchdown, touchdown on your first 3 drives. What you have to make sure is if you do take a minute to find your footing, you're not down 14-0. So I'll give myself a check mark for that one.
Sure.
You went 2.5 out of 3. I'll give you 2.5 out of 3.
Okay.
And that's only because you set a number that didn't get hit. Yeah. I mean,
I had more than
hold each other accountable.
I had more than 3 words per point, so
that's that we approach this differently. Now maybe that we're holding each other accountable on Saturday nights, you'll have a different approach next Friday night.
Probably not.
Pressure up front, got it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Like we said, 17 is not enough.
This is a guy, Bazelak, that doesn't move well, and he's not overly accurate. So if you made him get off his spot, he was going to be more inaccurate, and you were going to cause problems. And that's exactly what they did. And then make him pay. I'll give myself a half on this one. They got 3 on the Brian Threats interception.
Yeah.
They put you at the 6.
That one hurt.
And then, I guess the final touchdown.
Well, I was going to say, even the second half, you could have.
Didn't make them pay.
No, I mean, less than 100 yards of offense in the entire second half.
Yeah. And it wasn't like Indiana was going up and down the field. They scored 2 touchdowns in the second half.
And I have plenty of thoughts on that. I can't wait to get to on Monday, but
that's why I like this.
Yeah.
Because we're talking specifically about this. I don't think I got make them pay right. I don't think they made them pay enough. My point with make them pay was Bazelak completes 50, and he only completed 44% of his passes today.
Yeah.
They got the scoop and score. Maybe I'll give myself a quarter of a point for that, for making them pay. But the threats, I'll give myself half a point. They got the scoop and score, and then at the end, they punched it in for the touchdown that covered.
Almost
for a lot of people. For a lot of people, that was a very important touchdown, Aaron.
I understand.
I think we're even at 2.5.
I think our Monday night co-host is one of those people.
Yeah. We're even, I think, with 2.5. I think, look, if you're looking for somebody that gave you the accurate, detailed, what has to happen to win this game,
I think we
fucking nailed it.
I think we did all right.
We had 6 points, and 5 of them were money. I think that's,
This will be our Saturday night show until.
I think so. Also, I just want to say, holy shit, Coleraine.
They are everywhere on this defense.
This is literally like it's just a Coleraine defense with a couple. They got a couple transfers.
You got Javon Hicks. Yeah. You've got Dante Corleone. You've got the Pace brothers. You've got Eric Phillips.
I'm
Perry.
not going to give Eric Phillips. Perry's not.
No, he wasn't?
No.
Oh, I thought that one was.
No.
So 5.
There was a point in the first half I was like, I know Ivan Pace is a motherfucker, but I'm going to give Eric Phillips my defensive player of the game. Now, as the game played out, Ivan Pace is Ivan Pace.
I think they have to go back, rewatch the film, and see how many of those tackles you can credit him for that aren't on the stat sheet currently.
15 tackles, credited. 15 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 2.5 sacks, 4.5 tackles for loss, 3 quarterback hurries. That's as dominant a game as you can have as a defensive player.
I know he almost had 1 pick too.
It was Of
course, that doesn't count for anything.
Right.
Worth mentioning.
But without even that, 15 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 4.5 tackles for loss, 3 quarterback hurries.
He seemed more comfortable at the mic today too.
They still were moving him back and forth. He didn't
No. The microphone.
Oh yeah.
Post
game, a little bit.
More comfortable.
To me is Mike linebacker.
I understand. More comfortable.
He's easing in. Here's the frustrating part for Ivan. At Miami, nobody cares. You don't do post game press conferences. You don't do interviews at camp. There's nobody there to do them. My favorite part is in the post game press conference, and you can find his post game press conference, which is fantastic, on the BCJ YouTube page. When we were are you more comfortable doing what you do at middle linebacker? And he was like, yeah, I'm more comfortable doing what I do at middle linebacker. But when I was at outside linebacker, I also had 6 sacks in a game. So I
like being on the outside.
I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable.
I'm good everywhere.
I'm just comfortable. When I'm on the football field, I'm comfortable. You got anything else? No. I think I love this Saturday night format now. I love it. All right, that's enough. We'll see you tomorrow morning for the Bearcat Brunch. We'll see you Monday night for the BBP. We'll see you 80 other places in between, including Aaron's very interesting AAC recap on Sunday night. This is the Nightcap, brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!